The Christian McCaffrey, the CMC Football Factory, is out for this game. It could be out much longer. A candidate possibly, not officially, for injured reserve, which would shelve him for an additional 4 weeks. It's all Jordan Mason all the damn time right now. For the Gold Panthers, a guy coming off an electric 28 carries for a $147 and a tub against the New York Jets. Minnesota catching 5.5 in this one. The over-under right now at BetMGM, 46.5, whether side, whether total or a prop, maybe even a parlay. What's your pick in Minnesota and San Francisco?
I was really hoping to bet the Vikings +7, but they took money and it's down to 5. I really want to bet Minnesota just because of the spot, even though I don't love the matchup. Tough place to play. Perfect letdown spot for San Francisco if they're going to have a letdown spot this season. We saw Brock Purdy struggle, although it was without Deebo Samuel last year in Minnesota. And I like Sam Darnold a lot. The reason that I'm not going hard on this one is because Jordan Addison's not fully healthy. TJ Hawkinson's still not there. I like Aaron Jones, and I like him a lot as a pass catcher in this game. But who's going to be that second option to help out Justin Jefferson on the outside? So if I'm betting the side, I do like Minnesota, but I want to wait for the best number. My favorite prop here, and shop around for the best price, I saw -110. I also saw +110. I like Deebo Samuel in this game since he's healthy, over 4.5 receptions. The reason being the matchup. Brian Flores is going to use 2 high safety looks, 80% of dropbacks last week, and that's where Deebo just cooks. 26% target share last season against 2 high safety looks. Also, Brian Flores is going to want to blitz Brock Purdy, blitz Daniel Jones on 45% of his dropbacks, I believe, and Purdy torches the blitz. So I also kind of like him over 19.5 completions. But it's going to be a big Deebo game with him being healthy. Vikings also play zone at the 3rd highest rate. So I think it's a Deebo game rather than a Brandon Ayuk game, even though now he's been there for a week and he's more familiar with the offense. So Deebo over 4.5, and then Minnesota at the best price before kickoff for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Aaron Jones, actually, on receiving yards. And that number is still sitting right now at 17.5. I grabbed it yesterday at a -110 when the line came out at BetMGM. It's crept up juice-wise, another dime at -120. But I ain't afraid of additional FDR at all. I think he's going to ball out as a pass catcher in this game. Week 1 against the G-Men, only 2 receptions for 15 yards, but we know what his MO is. It's a guy that gets the ball in space. He shimmies, he shakes, he gets chunk gains routinely. He ran 13 routes in week 1. He participated on a route, 54.2% of his snaps. Decent, but not great. 1.15 yards per route run. San Francisco, though, allowed 6 receptions and 48 yards to running backs and melee to Breece Hall in week 1. And they were number 18, so middle of the pack in drop back EPAD. So put it all together, knowing that Jordan Addison is out for the Minnesota Vikings in this game. The target share is going to be spread around. And I think Aaron Jones stands to benefit. So I love the over on 17.5 receiving yards at a -110 juice.
But I believe that there's no chance that Jordan Love's really going to be out there. But I also have a hard time believing that Malik Willis is going to be the starting quarterback. I'm not a Sean Clifford guy, but maybe you see a little Sean Clifford. Maybe you see a lot of Malik Willis or just a little bit of him. The best part about it, though, who the hell knows? If I don't know, and, I have buddies that cover the team, I don't think that Shane Steichen and the Indianapolis Colts have an idea either. So I do like Green Bay. That's just a crazy adjustment where they were 5-point favorites, 4.5-point favorites. Now they're 3.5-point dogs. But so it's a numbers play. I do like the Packers. As far as props, I don't really know what to do if Jaden Reed's not fully healthy. I don't really trust any of the wide receivers, maybe some unders on the receivers. I do think that Anthony Richardson in the ground game of Jonathan Taylor are going to give the Packers problems because week 1 against Philadelphia, that's what I wanted to see. You have a new defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley. They were supposed to be more aggressive, better against the run, and Saquon did whatever he wanted, and so did Hurts. So I like your look that you're about to give out, but I do like the Packers, anything over a field goal.
All right, well, apparently Horvat's got to double down on my selection. This is what it is. Jonathan Taylor, JTT. I think he gets an anytime touchdown. I grab it at a +105. A little baby seduced by the juice there. As a result, I think he's going to cash in, much like he did in week number 1. With my mind and my money and my money and my mind. That's right, Snoop. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is going to find the end zone, cross the chalk, and do a little end zone jig. The reason being is this. Week 1, he saw 100% of the opportunity share. Guy didn't see the sideline at all. If the Colts offense was on the field, he was on the field. It's going to be more of the same. He had 16 carries, only 48 yards, and a touchdown in that matchup. Did run 16 routes and catch a ball, but he is an adept receiver of the backfield when he is targeted. Had 4 red zone touches, 4 of them. The secondary analytics, not that great. 1.81 yards after contact per attempt. Did not force a missed tackle a single time in that game. But you look at Green Bay. Look what Philly did on the ground against them. They had not 1, but 2 rushing TDs from the running back position. Also, the Packers gave up 111 yards to the running backs on the ground alone down there in Brazil, though they finished the week number 4 in rush EPA defense. So you put together the high volume, you put together a defense I think is entirely beatable. You add in the fact that the Colts, I believe, have a borderline top 10 offensive line. You got the dual threat there of Anthony Richardson. Jonathan Taylor, baby, is going to punch it in for 6 at a plus 105 juice there at BetMGM.
Go.
Right.
So fast.
While I'm watching Kansas drive, too, you got to do this to me? Fumble the ball, Jayhawks. Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, the sweat is really on right now. I might have jinxed it, but again, I left the door and window ajar, so don't put that onus on me. Hopefully, Kansas not going to find the end zone here because Horvat, there's going to be too much time on the board. Even if he could drive down, kick a field goal, and loser as a result. We'll keep you abreast of what's going down in Lawrence, but we got to get back to the pro circuit. Guys, next game!
The Cleveland Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, Cleveland, Jacksonville. The Jaguars are laying 3 in this one. Another total low 40s, a lot of them this week at 41.5 side. Total prop, Horvat, give it to me.
All right, I got a prop that I like, and I'm looking at it right now. Jerome Ford over 3.5 receptions, minus 110. I like this one a lot. The Jags gave up the most catches to running backs in 2023. You saw it week 1. Devin Achane went out there and caught all 7 of his targets. Jerome Ford really effective in the passing game against the Cowboys. Caught 6 of 7 targets for 25 yards only. So I'm just going to go with the receptions over 3.5. Had a 23% target rate in that game. Only rushed for 44 yards, so I consider maybe going under at 48.5. But instead, over 3.5 receptions. And then we talked about this earlier. I like Amari Cooper to have a bounce-back game, over 57.5 yards. Only caught 2 of his 9 targets for 16 yards, but still had a 20% target share, 95% route participation. That was more on Deshaun Watson. Missed him deep for a walk-in touchdown. Did target him twice in the red zone, over 100 air yards. So I do think that he's going to get the looks, the targets. So Amari over 57.5, minus 115. And then Jerome Ford over 3.5 receptions. There's a minus 110 out there. I like those props a lot.
Yeah, look, man, I think you're really convincing me on pulling Ford out of the garage. He could be a Mustang there in the passing game. I 100% agree with you there. Great, adept, soft hands. Deshaun Watson, he's not throwing the ball down the field. He is check down Charlie, extraordinaire. So that's only going to benefit Jerome Ford. And he does, again, have those reliable and dependable, sticky, tacky hands. So over 3.5 receptions, yeah, game on. I'm in. I'm going to add that to my spreadsheet. Always free, always transparent, and always public on the gamingjuice.com. Click free picks there at the top of the page. You can see I think I am up to like 38 wagers in NFL Week 2. We had 70 in total, Horvat. That's how much of a degen I am. No, I'm not laying like $1,000 on each of these. I do play smaller units, but I'm a volume better. That's my strategy. Yeah. Some people only bet like 3 or 4 games. I like to spread the love and try to, make a profit there. And we're up 11 units on the spreadsheet last week, already down 2.90. Thank you, blowout last night down there on South Beach. It really ruined a lot of my props on the Buffalo Bills. Not to a certain extent, Miami and the unders there on Tyreek Hill. But let me digress on my selection in Cleveland and Jacksonville at a plus 200 juice. Yeah, worth the shoulders again there, Horvat, because we got seduced by that juice.